The look we're going to do here is a look called bumps, and they use it on black hair a lot, but we're going to do much bigger bumps. And what it's going to give you, it's going to give you lovely kind of wavy curly hair, but in quite a contemporary way because it gets tighter at the root and kind of looser towards the end. Just going to spray a little bit of water over it, not going to get it soaking, just a little bit. We're probably going to put 18 bumps in the head, but the more you do, the tighter it is, and the less you do, the looser it is. So a bump simply goes like this. So I'm going to use a little bit of protection mist. And all you do with the bump is you grab hold of it, twist it. Would you sit down for a bit, Laura? Just, you're very tall, aren't you? Just twist it right the way down to the root until it starts to twist on itself. And you literally just wrap it around underneath as you go. Just keep doing that. It's kind of the way Bjork wore her hair all them years ago, you know, in them kind of knots. But rather than leaving them in, we're going to dry them in and then take them out. So right the way around. So you don't need any tools to do this, apart from a few products just to protect it and just a clip just to hold it in. And that's a bump. You could even sleep in these. I mean, if you do the bumps the night before and sleep in them, then they'll properly kind of set in. You'll get a really firm result that will last as well. And by the time you go to bed, you won't have to, you know, you could take these out or probably just exchange them with just little grips, really. And this is just going to give you a really fun, big, curly and kind of young party look. Like anything, when you try this the first time, it'll probably, you know, feel a bit awkward, but after you've done it a couple of times, I mean, you really can't go wrong. And if you don't get the ends in on one particular bump, it doesn't really matter, because a few kind of straight ends here and there just adds to making it look kind of contemporary. And also, you haven't got to get the bumps, you know, all exactly the same size. If some are bigger and some are smaller, it just all kind of lends itself to looking more modern, really. So, you know, it's an idiot-proof way of curling your hair. And obviously you're not using, you know, really hot appliances like, you know, straightening irons or tongs, even though I do love them. So it's much more gentle on the hair. If you've got naturally curly hair, even if you did it, which you really wouldn't want to do, to the same size as your curl, it would, naturally curly hair just doesn't shine. So even if you did do it to the same curl as your own natural hair, which would be a bit pointless, well, it wouldn't to a certain extent, because it'd be more shiny. But if you did have curly hair, then you'd probably want to do it a little bit more curlier. So I'm just wrapping it around. Now, if you did this when it was wet, it would be like an old-fashioned sort of wet set. It'd take much longer to dry, and it would really last, really be firm. So, you know, if you wanted something to really last and really be firm, then you could get out the shower, just sort of rough dry your hair, and then do the bumps and sleep in it. And like I say, you'd have to change these for something not as big, otherwise it might be a bit painful during the night. If you haven't really got the time, you could do what I'm doing here, and that's, you know, curl it when your hair's dry, so to speak. Just dampen it down with a little bit of water and a little bit of protection spray. It's probably better to use the protection spray than water, like I say, because it does protect it from the heat. And it does give a bit of shine and make the hair smell nice as well, which is always good. The first time you do it, you know, it might take you, obviously it's going to take you a bit longer, like anything you do for the first time. But I mean, this isn't exactly hard, is it? Look, you're just twisting it around until that twist goes down onto the root. And as soon as it goes down onto the root, you can see what happens there. It twists on itself and just lends itself to twisting around. So, you know, it might take you, I don't know, but as you get quicker, it'll take you half an hour. It just gives you a very different curl to a lot of other things you do, because it makes it look very sort of curly at the root and looser at the ends. See, if bits come out like this, it's not like the end of the world at all, because, like I say, a few straight ends here and there just adds to the look. But with any kind of set, the better you can make it look actually in the set, i.e. before you start dressing it out, when it's actually set, the better it'll probably look when you take it all out. But there are always exceptions to the rule, which means anything goes really.
Living dreams, diamond rings, pretty things, limousines. Is it all what it seems? 'Cause every little thing that seems to glitter isn't always gold. No, living life, it gets under your skin, but think twice. 'Cause it's not everything, but the more you seem to get it all, it seems to leave you wanting more.
So this is a head full of bumps. I mean, normally on black hair, you'd probably have double the amount, if not treble the amount. It just gives you a very, very tighter look. We've got about 17 bumps in there, and as you can see, there's kind of different sizes of bumps, so you haven't got to get too particular about getting it all perfect. You can see that, you know, we're not taking exact sections, which is all going to help it melt together that much better at the end. So you haven't got to be that precise, really. You just got to twist it up until it starts twisting in on itself at the root, and wrap it all the way around so you run out of hair, stick a clip in it, Bob's your uncle. Now what we're going to do, you could either do a few things. You could either, you could sleep in it, because after about an hour, if you do this now before you go to bed and you took these out, they probably wouldn't move anywhere, because they're kind of set in by then. You could put one of these hood dryers over, which we're going to do, and just set it for half an hour. Or you could just use a diffuser and just dry it off for about half an hour, 15 minutes. Or if it took you an hour to get ready and you didn't make it too wet, by the time you took it out, it probably would have set by itself. They look pretty good, don't they? I'm not going to brush them out yet. I'm just going to take it, just unwind it all first. So I mean, once they've all been taken out like this, I mean, there's so many different ways you could dress this out. I'm just going to use my fingers, really. So you can see you kind of get this sort of curlier look just around the roots, and it gets that little bit looser towards the ends, which gives it quite a unique kind of feeling, a fun kind of feeling again.
Is it all what it seems? 'Cause every little thing that seems to glitter isn't always gold. No, living life, it gets under your skin, but think twice. 'Cause it's not everything, but the more you seem to get it all, it seems to leave you wanting.
So it's a really easy way to get contemporary curls with these hair bumps. Literally just twist them up. All you need is one little pin, let them set, and then you've got a head full of party contemporary curls where it gets slightly tighter at the roots and slightly looser towards the ends. So it's a kind of nice, it's a nice, fun, young way of doing curly hair. Rather than it being curly right from the roots to the tip, it goes curly at the root, and like I say, it gets looser towards the tips.